Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine.
The need to calculate is as old as humanity. The need to compute existed because it is central to human existence. The Latin equivalence of the word computer was first used in print 2,000 years ago. The word computer was first used by the Roman author Pliny the Elder. The word supercomputer was coined in 1967. I believe that our children's children will coin a new word for their supercomputers. I believe that our children's children will invent supercomputers that are science fiction to us. The discovery and recovery of every single barrel of oil from any oil field in the Niger-Delta region of Nigeria must be preceded by the massively parallel process solution of the toughest problem in extreme scale algebra. For the 15 years, inclusive of from the 20th of June 1974, through that I was in Corvallis, Oregon, United States, through the 4th of July 1989 in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States, I conducted my supercomputer research and did so from the speeds of 1 million instructions per second in Oregon to billions upon billions of floating point arithmetical calculations that I executed across a new internet that is outlined and defined by a new global network of 2 raised to power 16 tightly coupled processors that are commonly available in the market. Each of those 64 binary thousand commodity processors operated its own operating system. Each of those 65,536 processors has its own dedicated memory that shares nothing with each other. I was in the news in 1989 because I invented how to solve the most computation-intensive problems arising in large-scale algebraic computations. Such problems arose from discretizing partial differential equations that in turn arose from physics-based supercomputer simulations of the motions of fluids that flow below the surface of the earth, such as the mile-deep crude oil, injected water, and natural gas in the Niger-Delta region of Nigeria, and from supercomputer simulations of the motions of fluids that flow on the surface of the earth, such as the River Niger, Lake Chad, and the Atlantic Ocean, and from supercomputer simulations of the motions of fluids that flow above the surface of the earth, such as atmospheric rivers that are defined as bands of moisture in the sky that can discharge as much water as many land rivers. Following my invention of the massively parallel processing supercomputer that occurred on the 4th of July 1989 and that occurred in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States. The top publications in petroleum engineering and mathematics credited I, Philip Emeagwali, with the invention of how to solve the toughest problems arising in extreme scale algebra that must be solved as a precondition for discovering and recovering otherwise elusive crude oil and natural gas. For 15 years, my supercomputer research on how to solve the toughest problems arising in large-scale algebraic computations and how to solve them across a new internet that is a new ensemble of 65,536 commonly available processors that were identical and that were equal distances apart was criticized, scorned, and rejected. My invention of how to solve the most extreme scale problems arising in algebra and how to solve them across my new internet that is a new global network of 65,536 commodity processors was only accepted after the 4th of July 1989, the date that I invented it. To the non-mathematician, my mathematical invention is abstract and impenetrable. But my contributions to calculus and algebra made sense to the research mathematician. For that reason, my contributions to using the modern supercomputer to solve the toughest problems arising in calculus and algebra was the cover stories of top mathematics publications such as the May 1990 issue of the Siam News. The Siam News is the flagship publication of the mathematics community. The Siam News is published by the Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics. I was not on the cover of top mathematics publications because I was good looking. I was on the cover of top mathematics publications because I contributed new algebraic knowledge to the existing body of knowledge written in algebra textbooks. Namely, I invented how to solve the toughest problems arising in algebra and calculus, and invented how to solve them across my new internet that is a new global network of processors that emulates one seamless, cohesive new supercomputer.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.